Hello everybody, Manithral here, and welcome to the weekly update video for OSRS. Now this week we see the Defender of Varrock, but there was also some changelog for today though for the quest as well. So the next quest in the Manithral storyline is now live, so you can venture forth and check that out. There is a new encounter type, the Armored Zombies. They are unlocked through the quest, but you can revisit them at any time after completion. There is get to grips with the new weapons, the zombie axe, which is actually, I'll discuss that in a little bit here, but it is dropped by the armored zombies and can be obtained anytime during or after completion of the quest. Other changes consist of the Palador party room has been decked out to celebrate the 11th birthday of OSRS. You can visit Party Pete there to unlock all the previous birthday event rewards. Room pouches update, you can now left click configure on your room pouch or divine room pouch to set up 4 separate loadouts and switch between them in an instant. When pouring buckets of water into the hopper in triple brewing, your character will now use all your buckets one by one without you needing to click repeatedly. The peak option for the Wenches of Cerberus now gives the player a count in all 3 caves. This information is also available from the Keymaster for convenience. The flickering that occurs when fighting the kilowatts has been toned down, as such as the epilepsy warning before the fighting them has been removed. So it should now be doable even if you do have that. Or prone to epilepsy. Yeah, it should be safe now. PvP Rota has moved to period A, which is 539 US PvP, 548 Germany high risk PvP, 577 US free to play PvP, F55 UK LMS competitive. World 390 AUS LMS competitive is activated for this Rota. The PvP arena is using 1 defense pure loadout for the ranked duels and tournaments this week. And yes, it does seem like there is a few worlds that were dropped from that. I'm not sure if it's just a 1 week thing or if there's more information to come about that. But now as for the quest goes, the requirements, and I will give a little bit of a spoiler. It's not too much of a spoiler. But the quest requirements is the Shield of Varrock, Temple of Iko, Below Ice Mountain, Family Crest, What Lies Below, Romeo and Juliet, Demon Slayer, and the Garden of Tranquility. Skill requirements is 55 Smithing, 52 Hunter, and they also recommend a combat level of 65. Rewards consist of 2 quest points, 15k Smithing XP and 15k Hunter XP, along with the new area with the new enemy type, the Armored Zombies, where you could potentially get the Zombie Axe. And the new weapon is a level 65 attack weapon. It has a -3 for stab attack, 105 for slash, 90 for crush. And the defense of that is a -1 stab and a -1 ranged. Other bonuses consist of 107 melee strength and an attack rate of 5 for a melee attack. It has no special effects currently, and no special attack currently as well. So that is something to keep in mind. Also, it does say here, this is a one-handed weapon. It sits as a nice upgrade from Dragon Weaponry before moving to the Abyssal Whip. But also, the Zombie Axe will drop broken, and you'll need 70 smithing to repair it at an anvil. So that is something actually worth noting. The birthday party live stream is going to be starting February 22nd at 1600 GMT. So do check that out. But if you want to shirt off your stuff for the fashion show, head to World 499 and pop down to the museum below Palador party room, and they'll be starting to congregate around 1630 GMT, and they aim to take the walk at 1645. So that's something to keep in mind. There is a survey going on. So do check that out. There's a link right here in the main news page for the Defender of Varrock posting. But to enter, there's also some giveaways going on to celebrate this. But the original soundtrack classics double deluxe vinyl, 3 copies of the core set of RuneScape Kingdoms board game, which is pretty cool. I gotta make a video about that. I do have mine. Did come. To enter, visit the hashtag giveaways channel and the official OSRS Discord, so do check that out. But you'll have a chance to win a set of the old school RuneScape Top Trumps via the Twitter and Instagram later today. So those will be closing at 1200 GMT midday tomorrow on February 22nd. So do check that out. Also, one thing that was not actually noted in the changelog is actually the quest start highlights. So the quest starting areas now, the character is actually going to be highlighted in a light blue, or if it is something that you could change it, this is obviously, if you have issues with that color, I'm sure you can potentially hopefully change that. But there is new music areas as well, so the boundaries where track changes are more natural while in the mode, rather than being perfect squares. For example, when moving from Lumbridge to Al-Kharid, the music changes as you pass through the gate, where appropriate. Some areas have a selection of thematic tracks that shuffle rather than one single track looping. This expansion covers the following areas: Karamja, Mauritania, the Dig Site, Fossil Island, mostly harmless, and Ape Atoll. So there is all that, and then on March 3rd, Mod Sween and Aza Mod Sween and Aza run a half marathon, and this will be taking place on March 3rd. So do check that out as well. They will be having a live stream, and this will be starting on February 23rd at 1900 GMT. So do check that out as well. The best news also, so they will be running, they will be having their half marathon in a Sandwich Lady and Catgirl cosplay. And so that could be interesting, could be funny, I'm not sure. But there is also the year in review. So if you do want to check that out, you're able to. There's also a merch update. So as you're familiar, the OST classic vinyls. Well, now they have the classic vinyl in a gold vinyl, so do check that out if you are curious about that. But there is also still some chances to get your hands on the RuneScape Kingdoms board game for the exclusive bundles if you are still looking to get it. The KBD expansion and the core game will be on release for February 29th for retail sale. So do keep that in mind, which is pretty awesome. I'm glad they didn't just keep with it being an exclusivity and then that's that. But that is it for this week's update, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, later, guys.